You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnnie.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 192.
192, man. I'm Ralph Al Ghul this week.
Oh, Batman reference. I like that. New listeners, please follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated, the podcast. Twitter is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the Podcast, and our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And please be sure to check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. If you want to follow us individually, I'm the Mind of Ralph on Instagram and Twitter.
On Twitter, I'm JON2_B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. Make sure you holler at us. And also, we want to shout out WDJYFM 99.1 in Atlanta.
ATL.
Shout out to OS Gang down there in Atlanta, Georgia. Man.
I know, man.
Ralph, my guy.
Johnny, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. How you feeling?
Exhausted.
Yeah.
And it was mainly because of the heat outside. It has nothing to do with anything internally. You know, we always have our bro discussion before. We call it pre-production for y'all, but it's just a bro discussion for us, right? But everything good in my world, bro. But it's just hot as hell. Like it just drains your energy, bro.
It's true. Even like the type of heat that's going on right now, heat and humidity is like just standing outside.
It's different.
Even if you're in the shade, honestly, it's
different.
It's different, man.
It's different, bro.
Couple that on top of like just being outside, maybe doing sports or anything like that, it's just different. So if you outside in the Midwest or in the South, like just stay hydrated, man.
Southwest too, man. With everybody catching it, bro.
No word, just stay hydrated, man. But how's everything going? Anything new?
Nah.
Not really.
Nah, everything's slow motion, bro. Like, hey, look, bro, this is the dog days of summer for most. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know people probably outside vacationing and everything, but right now, it's kind of like my life is reflective of the sports world, right? Ain't nothing going on in my world but baseball. And, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, ain't nothing else to talk about.
I feel you.
We can just speculate what's going on in the fall. Like, I got stuff planned for, toward that tail end. Yeah.
Yep, I got you. It's interesting because I see a lot of people on a timeline vacationing, so shout out to y'all. Y'all stay safe and have fun out there. But even on the opposite side of that, I've seen a lot of people on social media say that this summer really ain't summering like that. Like, really? A lot of people really just staying in the house for real. No. I know, speaking for myself, I really haven't felt like being outside like that for real.
Well, maybe because the group of people that we follow, right?
Yeah.
I think everybody's just getting a tad bit older, right? You know, we're closer to 40 than we are 30. You know, most of us, right?
That's true.
Most of us.
That's true.
So I think that's where a lot of us start to slow down. But if you outside, it don't feel like that. No, the energy. The energy is there. I said this to somebody I can't remember. I was a friend I was talking to too, but it was just this is like the first summer free of COVID. Like the first real summer, like where they said COVID is not here anymore. That's what they said. Yeah. You know, please stay safe, if you need to. But yeah, like this is the first free summer of COVID. It's been 3 years.
And want to know how I know that to be true?
Mm-hmm.
All these damn concerts that keep coming up. All the concerts. Look, we almost at the end of June, right?
Yeah.
It's already been hella concerts that have happened already and announced, and even this week we still having more concerts being announced for later on this year. And these ain't like no BS artists.
I don't think this is like later this year. It's like 3 months. Like I mean, I know later, but it's not like December
coming out in increments. Like, no,
it's like we hitting y'all over the head in the fall. And we talked about this. I think it feels like something's like they're trying to get something back in blood. Like what is it?
I think all of the the time and money that they may have lost during COVID, like not being able to actually go out and perform and tour. Maybe some artists' merch wasn't moving like that. Like they just trying to get all their stuff back, you know? Not a lot of people, not a lot of artists were able to capitalize on, I guess, everybody being on social media like that. You know, you had DJ D Nice, you had Tory Lanez doing his thing. Like you had people that turned to social media to still make their money, but not all artists did it or were able to do it. So now it's like, nah, we back, baby.
Yeah, and that's crazy. So, and then you know, something's starting to rev up. Well, we got an album review, Killer Mike. Like the music is starting to drop now. Right. Like at first, you know, it's been dry. First 6 months was kind of woo.
Listen, it's you know the year is dry in hip hop when a soundtrack is probably the best hip hop album of the year so far. So that's how you know the hip hop scene has been kind of dry when it comes to dropping albums like that. So yeah, we'll get into Killer Mike's album later.
Yes,
so,
sir. But what we doing? Off the dome?
Off the dome.
I got one. It's kind of a current event topic, right?
Okay.
First of all, let me say this. Rest in peace to those that lost their lives in the submarine. What you said, submersive?
Submersible, something like that.
It's a submarine. It's a tube that went in the water. No, respectfully, right? But, you know, regardless of socioeconomic status, 5 people lost their life. I'll leave it at that.
Word. Yep.
But is there like a tragedy, like a wreck site or anything like that you wouldn't mind visiting that was safe? You know what I'm saying? You gotta go in the water.
I appreciate the disclaimer.
Shout out to Views for the 7 for inspiring the question. But it's just like if there was like something like that.
Let me think.
And I can come up with my answer.
Okay, go ahead.
I would pick Chernobyl, like where the nuclear power plant like did the meltdown and stuff in Russia, if it was safe for black people over there. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they'll make movies about it, documentaries and all that. Like if I could give me a hazmat, you know what I'm saying? Go over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's kind of like a big haunted house. Like, I don't know, like
yeah, that's hilarious.
That's how I look at it. But I wouldn't mind going to Chernobyl.
I like that answer. If I could experience where the atomic ball hit Hiroshima, yes. Like let's just say a week, a month, maybe a year after,
where we're safe to
just to see the effects firsthand. Like, you know, there are pictures and all that kind of stuff out there, but I would like to actually visualize or see with my own eyes the effects that type of weapon had on the environment. Like, you know, plants, the water, like all of this. I would like to see the remnants of that, basically. I think that would be cool. That or either like a UFO crash site. I would love to see that.
Yeah, another one. I want to go to Pearl Harbor one day. Like, you know, want to go to Hawaii. Like, you know, one day. Hawaii ain't going nowhere. Like, I'll get there one day. And the ship ain't going nowhere either, clearly. So, you know.
Also true. I'm not mad at that. That would be dope. And I mean, honestly, I don't want to go underwater that deep down, that far down. But I wouldn't mind seeing the Titanic. I wouldn't mind seeing it. But I'm not going down there.
They got to pull their joint up for me.
Word. Big facts. Or
they got to pull it up and put it at a
put it in a museum. Put
it at a like a museum or a hotel like Treasure Island. Fuck out of here. I ain't trying to see no.
They would have to build its own museum. The Titanic they would have to be the Titanic Museum. So yeah. But anyway, that's good. Dope off the dome. All right. So for mine, right. With all the different comic book movies that have come out as of late in the last few years or whatever. A lot of different actors, a lot of different characters, but the two main comic book characters, one from DC, one from Marvel, Spider-Man and Batman. Which character do you think has historically been casted the best? So we'll take, and to keep it even, we'll take the 3 major ones for each, right? So for Spider-Man, we have Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. For Batman, we have Michael Keaton, we have Christian Bale, and then George Clooney.
Okay. So
out of those 3 for each character, which one do you think has been historically casted the best? Spider-Man.
Spidey.
Easy.
Yeah, not even thinking about that because I think the Spider-Man movies have been way more consistent no matter what you may think about, like, I guess the Amazing Spider-Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's still better than the George Clooney Batman. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and I know that's not necessarily the basis of the question, but that takes like I can't help but to put that into my argument, right?
Well, I mean,
because acting performance matters in the scope of your film. That's why I use that.
Absolutely, and so I agree, right? I also say Spider-Man because George Clooney, I don't think played a good Bruce Wayne and Batman together. I think the other two did. And with Spider-Man, I think all three of those actors played Peter Parker and Spider-Man really well. Yeah, really well. Yeah. Even though I dislike Jamie Foxx's Electro. Yeah. Andrew Garfield still did his thing as Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now let me ask you: does that change? Does your answer change if we include Ben Affleck in the Batman conversation? Because we haven't had a solo Batman film with Ben Affleck, but he's played Batman in like multiple 3 films. Or 4 films now. With the most recent one being The Flash.
I'll just be a stickler for the rule and say no, because I haven't seen that for a full film for him. Like he has to have his own film.
Okay.
That like I'll just say that he has to have his own. It's kind of like the Andre 3000 situation, right? You need your own album, my guy. Then you can be in this conversation. But until then,
so are you calling Batman versus Superman the Love Below?
Pretty much.
Which I'm not mad at that. Actually, I'm not mad at that. Even though I really liked Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne and Batman, I thought he did a great job in the movies that he was in.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I think he. It's a shame that we didn't get that.
I know, right?
We'll talk about that at some point, but he ain't had his own film.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to produce Bruce Wayne and Batman for an entire film where he is the lead and the lead only. Exactly. So because of that, we still rocking with Spider-Man. Yeah. So all right,
no, that was dope, man. Off the dome, man. People were famous tragic site with your safety and intact, right? Would you visit and why?
Yep, and then which character has historically been casted the best? Spider-Man or Batman? Let us know.
Man, OS game, what's happening? Family and kinfolk. Man, we got a few things here on the docket, and I hope you ride with us this whole time. First things first, let's try this. We gonna start serious. It's we coming up off Father's Day, Juneteenth, all that great stuff, and it's been a conversation around Black fatherhood just going around on social media, and it's been a lot of our Black celebrities and hip hop moguls and things like that who have been called out for bad parenting, bad father tactics, and things like that. Yeah. So here at OS, we're here to break down this conversation. We're gonna use 3 celebs, and they may spiral into others, but we have most recently Brian McKnight, Diddy, and Russell Simmons, all having been called out for bad situations on social media. Brian McKnight having the drama with his first set of kids, which is nasty work. We kind of missed that boat, when it happened in real time. Secondly, Diddy having issues with his first baby mother of is that Justin's mom? Justin's mom. And then last but certainly not least, Russell Simmons and the drama with his kids and his ex-wife Kimora Simmons. Yep. So Johnny.
Like it's funny. It's funny
like, where do we start?
I know, right? Because in hearing about all 3 of these situations, of course, separately, it's like, how do you even begin to have a discussion around this, right? Yeah. So I just
I'll say this, right?
Yeah.
Diddy is not anybody's saint, right? We've talked about Sean Puff Daddy Diddy Combs for 30 years in hip hop, right? One of our esteemed moguls, one of the ones that felt like he was more for us than like a Russell Simmons or anybody before him. We never really talked bad about his parenting. We always talked bad about his business practices. Right. But his parenting is always felt like he was always in front of it, no matter what. No matter he didn't marry the mother of his children, but they were always around. Like, what I'm saying? You always see Justin. You always see Christian. You always see the twins. You always see Quincy, even though that's a stepchild. You always see the girl, like even the most recent child. Like, it's like maybe like, what, 1, 2, something like that?
Yeah, super young.
So, long story short, Diddy has always had his kids around. Like, that has always helped his image.
Okay.
Because if he was a trash daddy on top of the executive stuff and business stuff, woo.
Yeah, no, it'd be
different. But he's always had his kids around. So his first baby mother called him out for bad parenting just off of the strength of his son, who's 29, Justin, being involved in a DUI or something like that. But just saying that Justin was, his bad influence is his dad. His dad enables it.
So, okay. Question about that. I guess with the son being 29, how is it that Diddy is enabling it? Because I look at a 29-year-old man, because he's a man, right?
Yeah.
I think he would know better than to drink and drive.
Oh, of course.
So I guess my question to that would be how is Diddy enabling it?
I think the enable comes from not necessarily being checked, right? Because if your son's fucking up, Diddy ain't never gonna catch no DUI.
Right.
But it's like if your son is gonna kick it with you, like you've seen Justin and Christian kick it, like they out kicking it because they did his kids, they kicking it,
right?
And so you think that they would move a little bit better, right?
Oh, absolutely.
There's no way that my dad is worth $1 billion and I get a DUI.
I get true, and I agree with that, right? But I guess is it that he didn't get bailed out? I mean, he got bailed out. That's how.
No. I think it's just the fact that this has probably been a behavior. He just got caught this time, right?
Okay.
It's never the crime he got caught for. It's the reason, the stuff that led up to that. You know what I'm saying? It's all, you just don't get a DUI overnight because it's your first time drinking.
True.
I mean, it can happen, but that's not really the case.
Yeah.
Like we don't know what Justin does.
Right. No. Exactly.
Like Justin ain't like, oh, I'm gonna try to be my daddy footsteps. Like at least Christian, like, oh, he's trying to rap. All right, cool. But,
right.
But Justin is just, I'm the firstborn biological son, so I'm just out here being Justin Combs.
And I guess in Diddy's case, what's needed is like a talk, like a discussion, or maybe if something like this happens again, that he doesn't get bailed out, or like.
Okay, whenever you think of Diddy, do you think of wholesome?
No.
Okay, maybe maybe that's
all.
what it is, because you think of a brash, braggadocious lifestyle. You think of the party. You think of the
Absolutely, but even with that, that's what we see. That's the perception, right?
Exactly.
He could be completely different behind closed doors.
Absolutely,
especially with the children.
Absolutely.
Even though, again, his son is 29, but even with that, maybe they have the type of relationship where Diddy could go and say, "Hey, all right, this is like the third or fourth time. Why do you keep letting this happen? Or is this like, what do I need to do?" I don't know if Diddy did that.
Yeah, I mean, well, all this is speculation.
Yeah.
We don't know, but it's just it's an interesting concept, right? The idea of a celebrity dad. You think that they would rear and raise children in the same way that we're raised? No, that ain't how the game works when money's involved.
Oh, absolutely. And it could be the point where Diddy's like, you know what? You 29, I've done enough raising maybe, and you should be able to sustain yourself even though you still getting in these types of situations.
Yeah.
Maybe they ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I don't know. Maybe this was the one he cut off. Yeah, like you said, he cut off. Like you're cut off. Like you messed up. But I don't know. And then just kind of going to Russell Simmons, who's the most recent of everybody, right? Mm-hmm. It's just kind of disheartening. Like Russell Simmons, for one, he groomed his wife. I think that's very understood in hip hop. That Kimora Lee Simmons was very underage when they got together, like 15. And she even admitted to it.
That's insane.
That's insane. And then the reason he's fled the country for reasons, I think it's just rape. Like he's just a nasty nigga. Like clearly one of hip hop's founding fathers, if you're talking about record labels, is a nasty nigga, and it's unfortunate.
Super unfortunate.
It's super unfortunate, but
and I know the whole alleged tag. Like
no, they ain't alleged.
And I'm
He's
just
running from the smoke.
And I was going to say, clearly he did it because he's been in Bali for the better part of 5-ish years, even longer than that, maybe.
Yeah. And think about it like this, right? Like the blowback on social media from his daughter's finally speaking out. Like Kimora's finally saying things. She's always said things, but she recently went on like an IG rant, an IG live, and just kind of telling behind the scenes issues of Russell harassing her and the kids. Now, yeah, I'm not saying it's right for a man to harass a woman, but that's a grown person. You leave them babies alone, no matter how grown they are. Right. And like, I think the oldest daughter just graduated from like Yale or some shit.
Oh, that's crazy.
But Russell's nowhere to be found.
Right.
So,
well, yeah, because if he come back in the States, as soon as he come off the plane, he in cuffs.
Yeah, but it's just like failed business ventures and things like that, and you just being an ultimate creep, which is, I hate. It's like, this is not about a hip hop conversation. Mm-hmm. I don't want to get into that. This is just really about fathers needing to do right by their families.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to be with the mother of your child to do right by your family.
Absolutely.
That's something completely different.
True. That's true.
And my hang up is just the fact that the child is always the innocent and the child always loses.
It's true. It's true. Even that's true. Mm-hmm. Because even if it's just the parents that are going back and forth, the child loses in that situation. Yeah. But if the dad is going after the kids as well, that's a lose in itself. And I guess to me, I don't have children, but I guess mentally I can't understand or fathom a parent period going after their kids for any particular thing, like going crazy on them or like going past what chastising is or talking negatively about them in public or just anything that goes against your own children. I guess I don't get it. I don't understand.
Everybody's not a good parent, right? You think once you have a child, you're a switch will come on and you're just this ultimate super parent. No, that's not how the game works. People are still people.
True.
And that's just a roll of the dice that you just happen to get a good or bad parent. Because how often have we talked about people, like our parents are people?
Yeah.
And once we took the cape off them and realized that that's their first name. Like they are like this is X, Y, and Z. And I understand that this is X, Y, and Z. Yeah, that's my mama, but X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. I had to understand her.
Yeah.
Or my dad. I had to understand him. Okay, once you remove that title, you will be okay. But then again, you got to live first. You can't tell a kid this.
That's true.
And then even Kamora Lee's kids and Russell's kids, they're only in their early 20s. Adults, but still children.
Yeah. And I mean, like you and I, when we were in our early 20s, still like later years in college, fresh out of college, we were still learning. Yeah, we were still learning. Still figuring it out. As a full-fledged adult now, like maybe 30 plus, only then did I start to understand and realize that my parents are human. That's when I started to realize that the tag mom and dad, right? That we look at our parents as superhuman, as deities almost, right? Yep. Because they do everything. They make sure shit happens for their kids, right? So as I'm getting older and I go through my own life situations and realize that I'm going through some of the same life situations that my parents went through, I had to sit and stop. I had to stop, sit and think. Yep. How am I feeling in these situations? How did I deal with these situations? And think back. No, wait, hold on, because this is crazy, right? That's my mom, but no, that's my mom. So I love you, mom. That's LaDonna, right?
Yeah.
That's LaDonna, like. That's a woman. That's a person who had her own personal experience. She went to college. She got 2 master's degrees. Yeah. She had people that she dated in college. Like, she had her own life.
And I came along.
Right?
Yeah, that's how the game works.
But see, that didn't click to me until I was after 30, like post 30.
Yeah.
That's post 30 life, right? And I'm 35 now. So it's like, so now with that understanding, I have to give my parents a little bit more grace in the things that they do. The things that they have done in the past.
And that's tough, bro. Like, that's so tough. But you really got to get it to a place of maturity and understanding. And everybody doesn't reach that.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't get there. Everybody isn't as gracious as maybe me and you. And then now this can tie to Brian McKnight because of the ways that he treats his previous kids. He's cut them off. He doesn't acknowledge them anymore. You name your second, like the son from the second wife or second situation, a junior, like you don't already have one. That's completely nuts, right?
That's then crazy.
We live in a social media era where these kids see things. Like they see you with your other family. Presume like everything's like sweet and dandy, and that's not how the game worked. When I know you didn't do right by me, so and. This is behind the veil. Me and you talked about this in, God rest my father's soul, but that was a lot of the reasons that we had problems because he did the shit over there, but he couldn't do it with me. And we had it out and we made good. God rest his soul, he's not here anymore. But that's the problem. Like, we live in social media now. Yeah. So everything's documented. It's gonna be there. So like you got niggas like Brian McKnight, hell, even niggas that I really am like, I'm fans and generally of everybody that we just talked about. But like even like a Gucci Man, right? Beautiful family with him and Keisha Kayor, but he has kids. Yeah. Like the new album cover is a family portrait of him, his wife, and his 2 kids. Like he doesn't have kids before. You know how fucked up that is?
That I can only imagine. I can only imagine what the other kids feel like, right? Because like you was just saying, that could have been our life. Just putting myself in those kids' position, right? That could have been us.
Yes, and that's the reason why Diddy doesn't catch as much hell. He got kids by multiple women, but you know what? Every Christmas,
everybody together.
Everybody together. It's not even every Christmas. Like he really be with his kids,
right,
all the time. Like you look up, you see the twins. You look up, you see Quincy, even Quincy our age, but he still be kicking it. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's everybody from Quincy on down to the baby girl.
Yo,
that's where Diddy gets the grace.
Right.
Everybody else. Whoo! But brother, that was a great conversation on fatherhood. But let's try to get to a bright spot in hip hop. Killer Mike just dropped a brand new album.
Yes, sir.
Named self-titled, if you want to say. Named Michael.
Michael, yep.
Dropped maybe about a week, 2 weeks ago now?
About a week and a half.
Week and a half, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Woo! Album review time. We go try to make this real quick, in and out. What do you think about the album? Nuts and bolts. What your highs, your lows, and then give an overall rating. But Johnny, what did you think about the Killer Mike album?
Let me start this by saying I'm not gonna act like I know Killer Mike's discography like that.
Yeah.
I definitely know singles here and there. I'm definitely familiar with like his features, Dungeon Family, all that across hip hop. But this album, Michael, he's still on his Black Power, Black Enrichment. It sounds very personal to him. Yeah. But with that, because I know usually people don't really want to hear that, but it sounds good. Like the production made all of that rapping that he doing on here. It made it sound amazing. Made it sound amazing.
Shit.
So I can't even be mad. And as of right now, Killer Mike has the hardest intro of 2023.
Hey man.
So
I really enjoy this album, and from top to bottom, man, it's one of those albums where, I might have a song that I like, but I don't consider anything to be like a single, right? Even though the Andre 3000 song was what he put out there first to kind of get the buzz going. That's cool, but I ain't
marketing employee, so I get it.
Yeah, I get it, but I ain't just pulling, was it scientists and engineers out like that?
That's it.
I mean, good song, but I like the album. I like the flow of the album.
Absolutely.
So, hey man, like you said, like I know what Run the Jewels sound like, and look, bro, like I respect the rapping, but it was always a production. I couldn't get paid.
Yeah,
but now
we talking.
Now we talking. Now we cooking.
Yeah.
Now we cooking, right? And now the thing okay, I like the album.
Yeah,
highs, because I was about to get to it.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Highs. The features. Now, it's kind of part of the low, but highs. The features are well placed, right? Because when you think about Killer Mike, you never think about a solo song of Killer Mike. You always think about a feature. You always think about Run the Jewels. You always think about, something else. Mm-hmm. But he played well with the features, well-placed production. Even like he might have 1 or 2 songs by itself, but every feature hits.
Agreed, 100% agreed. Yeah. And the thing about the features is you have an array of different people across hip hop, across R&B.
Yes,
like I wasn't expecting to hear Mozzy on this album.
And
Killer Mike and Mozzy, like what? That don't even make sense when you think about it. But the song is fire.
He found Fabo,
man.
Bro,
talk about it,
bro.
Talk about it.
And you know me, he found Fabian. Like, he found him. And I was with it, and this the thing. Fabo didn't rap. He sound like Bobby Proud on the song.
This the funny thing about the Fable feature. The name of the song is something for the joint.
Oh yeah, listen, help me.
He had to. He had to end with that.
Bobby Proud, man. That's what it sounds like.
I love it.
I like the features. Yeah. Every feature hit. Even he got his boy. Was it LP from Run?
Yeah.
That song was amazing.
Yep.
The song with 2 Chainz, I forgot. I think it was 2 other people on that song. Great. The Motherless song, Chef's Kiss.
Absolutely.
Wow. Like, bro.
Even though it's feature heavy, the features hit.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
The features hit.
And the production, the transitions, Jesus Christ. Like, I mean, this is the mature album that I think a lot of people just want from our elder statesmen, right?
Absolutely. And the thing, so my high, I guess the highest of highs is the production.
Yeah.
You can tell that Killer Mike took his time with this album. So. Yes. And with the features included, the production. Again, I'm not that familiar with his discography like that. Mm-hmm. But even going back to Run the Jewels, right, and the singles that I have heard from Killer Mike, the production isn't always really there.
Yeah.
But every song on this album has a great beat, and he meshes well with the beat and whoever he's rapping with on these songs. Like, It feels good. Again, he talking his Black Power, Black enrichment shit, but it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing. So you can tell he put the time and effort. He spent the money to go get the producers to make these fire ass
Shout out to the Juicy J produced joint on here too. DJ Paul, all that shit. You know, I love it. It was good to hear a rapidy South nigga on a trap beat. Like, it felt amazing.
I love it.
Man, it made me giddy inside. But hey,
love it.
Any lows?
Let's see. Do I have any?
I would say this. It's merely nitpicking, right? Mm-hmm. It was the fact that it was feature heavy. I don't think I got enough. Like, even though the introspection and the content was there, I didn't get enough of Killer Mike solo. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
That's really, really it, because I don't really have skips like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. Now I'll say this: I don't pull out. I like Slumber with Jagged Edge, but I don't pull it out of anything, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I have to listen to the album in total, but I ain't skipping it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that kind of, to me, that song with Jagged Edge kind of sounds like the song Saha did with Jagged Edge, and I wish I could remember the name of it, but it was on No Dope on Sundays.
Okay.
But anyway, I don't really care for feature heavy albums either.
Yeah.
So I guess that would be one of my lows.
That's really what I got.
Honestly, I don't really think I care for the fact that he led the album with the Andre 3000 feature. Now, I heard the snippet. Then I listened to the song once before the album came out, which when I heard, I was like, okay, this is cool. It's okay. It's all right. But I feel like I would have liked the song better just hearing it in the flow of the album before hearing it.
Because he dropped it like 3 Stacks went completely crazy on the song. And I'm not saying that 3 Stacks verse wasn't good. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just saying, like, you put it out there like, you know, like most people would put a Jay-Z verse out there, bluffing, thinking that it's going to be the verse that changes the world when it's actually not. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good.
And it's a technically better verse than it is lyrically, if that makes sense.
No, I follow.
Okay, okay.
Like the technicality of him rapping, than actually of what he's actually saying.
Yes. And then Andre 3000 and Future, I know they both from Atlanta, but it's a little weird. It's a little weird to me. It's a little weird. I'm not saying it doesn't sound good, but it's still kind of weird. So those are like my only like knocks against the album, and even that is nitpicking, right?
Yeah, we fishing.
Yeah,
we reaching right now,
right?
But out of 5, before we get out of here, what you got?
So in thinking about a rating, I'm back and forth between like a 3.5 and a 4. So I'm gonna go 3.75. I'm sticking in the middle.
I'm gonna go 4.
Okay,
like, I'm gonna stand on that because this. For me, easily album of the year right now.
Right, you know, absolutely,
easily because it's a body of work and that I can appreciate. So I'm just there and I love it.
Word.
So let's try this. Another hip hop target. Hold on, real quick before we get away from Killer Mike. This nigga jumped out there and said 3 Stacks was working on the album. Then he recanted the statement. Oh, I was high.
How you gonna renege
No,
on
right.
that?
I was high. No.
Nah.
So if 3 Stacks was working on the album, would you be excited for it?
Nope. Listen.
Okay.
I understand the allure of what Andre 3000 is. He averages one verse every 3.5 years. I get it. He has time to write these damn verses. Today in 2023, I don't know if he's able to sustain a full hip hop album, rap album. So if he announces it, of course I'm gonna listen. Clearly, it's Andre 3000. I'm not excited for it.
Same here. Like, we're not kind to our legends when they drop albums.
Yeah.
We go through it with a fine tooth comb. Jay, Bus, Nas, who else old out here? It don't matter.
T.I. Even he put out a decent album in his veteran age, but it's still like,
and then Big Boy been out here putting out albums since Outkast broke up,
and y'all ain't said shit about none of them.
Y'all don't fuck with none of them, and that's cool. But we have deified Andre 3000 when it comes to rap.
Word.
Just stay over there, give us a hot verse here and there, but we don't want to.
Like
I'ma listen, but we don't want it.
We gonna look forward to the next verse in 2026.
Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, speaking about another album announcement that I know Johnny doesn't care about, Drake is dropping a poetry book along with a new album. Johnny.
So okay. I appreciate the marketing for this album better than I appreciate the announcement. So Drake dropped the book with the young. See, I was trying to pull it up.
That's crazy.
No, for real, because I read this article, and he dropped a poetry book, right?
Yeah.
On the cover of the book, it's like a QR code with two dogs or puppies or something that says "for all dogs." So if you scan the QR code that's on the book, it takes you to a page where it says there's an album that accompanies this book or some shit like that. That's to me, that's fire.
Oh yeah.
That's fire. Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate the marketing more than the
actual music that's coming.
Because look, think about it, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just think about his last 3 albums. I'll say Her Loss with 21 Savage.
Yep.
Cool. Good album. I enjoyed it, especially with the 21 Savage feature. One before that, Honestly Never Mind.
Mm-hmm.
He turned to his dance shit.
Yeah,
we thought maybe it's a response to Renaissance, but we don't know. We don't know for real.
It's crazy.
That might be the title. But and then Certified Lover Boy, which
mid.
Yeah, we just gonna leave it at that, right? Yeah. So I mean, we never really know what kind of Drake we getting unless it's like pop heavy or for the vibes, right?
Yeah.
We clearly have no clue what kind of Drake is coming, and he's linking this to a poetry book.
This nigga want to be Tupac so bad. It's crazy. Like, and this is the thing. We don't even credit you for writing your own damn lyrics. So now you out here writing poetry?
Hey man,
he giving us a slam book. No,
album. For real.
But okay.
So what if the album is a poetry album? What if it ain't no production, no beats? It's just him in the background. Remember the start of one of them Jamie Foxx episodes where he had the manga. That's what I envision this shit being.
You're on to something. And to answer the question about am I excited about an album from Drake? No. Because a full body of work album wise from Drake is just not it anymore for me. I've said that Views was his last decent good album. Mm-hmm. Decent, good, great, however you want to slice it. That was the last one. And that was 2016.
Yeah.
So no. And then when Drake dropped $400 million, he signed that $40 million deal. I'm gonna keep referencing that because this is that shit.
The money different. So you got to fulfill that contract. Yeah, Drake might have all the money, but 400 M's, you got to fulfill that, my boy. And when you do that, he dropping mediocre microwave music. Yeah, and it could be that, you know what, Drake is so many millions of dollars up right now that he really just doing shit for the hell of it. Like there's no passion or maybe real thought behind the music.
Nope.
The marketing clearly, because that's still fire, right?
Yeah.
But the music, it's always been about the music, and at least here
it ain't hitting,
and it ain't doing what it's supposed to be. The music ain't musicking.
The music
ain't music.
That's crazy. Well, speaking of music, we got another list. Rolling Stone just continues to piss us off in the 50th year of hip hop. But now, this ain't gonna really piss me off that bad. But top 100 East Coast songs, they have made a list. And I know our brethren from the Tri-States are pissed.
Man, what? I might need to put this up on my computer.
Hey, look, man.
Because I was scrolling through this earlier, and it's one particular song that's like toward the middle of the list, and I saw it, and I almost stopped.
We're gonna try to get we go get through it as quickly as we can because we don't want to go through everything. But I'm not really the biggest East Coast or hip hop guy. I definitely listen. You know what I'm saying? I'm very in tune, but deep cuts and all that shit. We missed that. But the first thing, and it starts off on the bullshit.
Yeah.
OPP is 100?
Okay.
Like, listen, bro. Like, OPP, and I'm not an East Coast guy. I think OPP should at least be top 25. I would think, right?
I wholeheartedly agree with that.
I would put that out. I don't care what else. I don't care what else in front of this.
Agree.
I don't care what else in front of this. I would put OPP top 25.
Absolutely. Okay, so keeping that same train of thought, right? Yeah. We go to number 93, the Fugees, Ready or Not.
Ooh, that's disrespectful.
At 90,
that's disrespectful.
At 93,
that's disrespectful.
At 93,
maybe because they want to just say it's more. We ain't doing that. It should be higher than that. I'm not even gonna try and justify that.
I'm gonna keep it a book. Ready or Not should probably be top 15, if not top 10.
Bro, I fuck with King Nasir. We got the same surname. That's my man.
Yeah.
I'm a whole guy, but I fuck with Nas.
Of course.
But Made You Look is 95.
Come on.
Hey, yo.
Come on.
I know that's not the biggest Nas song, but if New York State of Mind ain't top 10, what are we talking about? Like,
clearly nothing. We clearly not talking about nothing because that don't make no sense.
How's this making me upset? And I'm not from the Tri-States. Like, this is egregious.
Because we understand what hip hop means, and a lot of these songs mean a lot to hip hop, especially on the East Coast. So if you put Ready or Not at number 93, Made You Look at number 95, what the hell is what else is on this list?
What are we talking? Is Eric B and Rakim not top 10?
Can I just skip to what made me upset when I scrolled through this list?
What we do is 80. I feel like that should be a little higher.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I'll say 50. Like, it can be 50.
Yeah.
It ain't got to be top 10.
Keep scrolling because I want you to get to number 60 because I'm about to go off when I seen this.
I'm gonna just get to 60 because I don't want to get sidetracked because something else gonna make
Ralph
me
is scrolling to number 60, and when I first looked at this list, what's that 64? Go ahead.
Hey man, Uzi my guy, man, Philly man, but XO to a Life
at number 64.
At 64.
Wait till you see number 60 though.
The Breaks is 60. Ooh, the Breaks is 63. Okay, what's that?
Now stop. So no, go to 61.
Okay. And
then stop right there. So definition is number 61. So you saw the last 3 or 4 songs you scroll past, right? Yeah. Look at number 60.
Jesus Christ.
see, this is that bullshit.
Ice Spice Munch. The song is like 2 minutes old. How is it better than 40 other songs? Where's Bodak Yellow on here? Is Bodak Yellow on here?
Actually, I don't think it is.
I'm not upset at Bodak Yellow being a top 100 East Coast song.
Bodak Yellow
of all time.
Bodak Yellow is not on this list. It's not on this list. So you mean to tell me? So wait, hold on. Let me go to 60.
Bonita Applebum is 59.
You got Bonita Applebum 1 slot ahead of Ice Spice Munch.
That is cool.
And that's what made me mad when
Dreams and Nightmares is 57. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that being cool. On the list.
It can be in the middle back. Dipset Anthem is 56.
Come on now. Come on now. That's insane. Wait till you get to the top 10.
Fab Cuffing Season. We could have won another Fab song.
We got Fab has hella songs that they could have put on here besides that.
Super Thug.
I thought Super Thug should have been higher.
Story is 50. Hey, yo. Maybe I do fuck with y'all a little bit more than I
See, look.
Like, maybe I do fuck with y'all a little bit more because this is crazy.
Got a Man, Eve is at 50.
They could have picked another Eve song. Planet Rock is 40. That's fair. Planet Rock, African Bambaataa, Zulu Nation. 40. 40.
I feel like it should be slightly higher. I'm not saying top 20,
but you can probably think of like 39 songs. Planet Rock, right? And I'm not dissing Planet Rock. I'm not trolling you right now. I'm being for real.
And I guess to me, I'm thinking about the top dance tracks from the East Coast, which Planet Rock should be a little higher.
Hey yo, I'm not. Hey,
look, I said I knew you was gonna like this.
We're trained at 38. Hey man, no, like I know, and then a South nigga had the best verse on the song, but I ain't gotta do that.
They put Young and May at 43.
Okay, no.
I'm not mad at it being on a list, but I feel like that's too high for that particular song.
I didn't know Azalea Banks had a song that we was even worth mentioning. That's crazy.
Me either. And she had number 42. But remember who's at number 93? The Fugees. Come on now.
Wangster's 36. That's fair.
I'm not mad at it being on
I don't
the list.
I don't think it should be higher.
Top. No. I think it should be a little lower. Just a little lower.
Okay. Ladies first, Queen Latifah and Moni Love at 35. Fair. We go make it at 34 though.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Okay, should it be top 25 or at least just higher?
I'll say top 25. East Coast songs of all time.
Well, yeah, I would say that's Jada's probably biggest song.
Yes. Oh yeah, I agree. That and Why, but Why was like a commercial success.
Yeah, and then All About the Benjamins featured on, right? Or he wrote on. He featured.
He did feature, but he probably wrote on it too.
No, he wrote Diddy's verse for sure.
Oh, well, yeah.
Sugar Hill Gang 32. How does that make you feel?
Personally, I don't like it because I feel like it should be higher. But in the grand scheme of the culture, I understand. But it definitely should be on the list. But I don't mind it being lower.
Ice Cream at 31.
I'm not mad at that because I have to remember that's not a Wu-Tang song. That's a Raekwon song. So I'm not mad at that. How do you feel about Old Boy being one slot ahead of that? Cameron Jewels.
Well, I'm gonna fuck with the commercial joint over like ice cream, respectfully.
I got you.
84, 28.
Yep.
Big Mama thing. Oh wait,
right. I'm not familiar with that Lil Kim song.
Gang Star Mass Appeal. Okay. Rock the Bells 25.
Now I do believe Rock the Bells should be at least top 15. At least.
Let's see if they have another LL song. Maybe because I'm Bad. I will put I'm Bad over Rock the Bells, even though Rock the Bells has like
I'm not mad at
the name of the festival attached. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm Bad should definitely Fight the Power 24. Ooh, I got a problem. Damn, I fuck with y'all. I really do. Damn, I was ready to just not come in here and not know shit. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Flavor in Your Remix 23. I'm not mad at that.
Yep.
Can I get it?
What? Look, flip out. Don't flip this over. But
bro.
Proverbially, flip this shit over.
No. I fuck with Hove Venger, but no, nigga. Everybody had 5 verses, right?
Yeah.
I think Jay had the worst verse on the song. That's me. Mm-hmm. But no, nigga.
No sir.
MOP Annie Up remix 21.
I'm not mad at
that. That's a big one. Yeah. That's a big one. All About the Benjamins at 20. Ooh.
Spicy, right? Look at 19.
Okay. Can it be here? Yes. Maybe in front of some of the other choices. No.
Yes.
Like you know what I'm saying. Like I'm not with that.
Yeah.
But Itty Biggie Piggy is big. It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge. Mm-hmm. That's our Pop Smoke D. Hey yo.
So.
Hey.
now we get closer to the top 10.
Okay. Pop Smoke Dior represents New York drill.
Mm-hmm.
He probably should be where Ice Spice is. Like that's probably a good space.
Hey, you take Ice Spice off.
Yeah,
you take Ice Spice off.
I'm not really with taking niggas off, but it's like okay, Ice Spice you really shouldn't be here. But Dior, I get that because it represents a new wave of hip hop in New York that's current and that's hot right now.
Right.
And Dior is one of them.
Right. Agreed.
Scenario.
This is how you know that this is kind of crazy because you put Scenario one slot ahead of Dior. That's crazy to me.
Sucking MCs. Get at me, dog. 15.
Oh, my bad. Bodak Yellow's on.
Oh, okay. 14. Okay.
My
Get
fault.
at me, dog. Okay. Maybe Rough Riders Anthem, I would think.
I would put Rough Riders Anthem there instead of Get At Me, dog.
But I mean, Get At Me,
or
dog,
even
that's his lead single though. Like that's what introduced X to the world. So maybe because I mean, think about it. Think about it like this. I mean, Rough Riders Anthem, I think probably made him a star, but Get At Me, dog is really iconic.
Okay.
They reminisce over you. Okay, sure, I'll get 13. New York State of Mind is 12.
Number 12.
Oh wow. We really going through this.
We are.
Bobby's fucking Smurda.
No, at number 10. So we start in the top 10. Hey, so at number 10, we got Bobby Shmurda. Fam. That reaction was priceless. Number 9, we got Lauryn Hill, Lost Ones. I think that should go in the top 10.
That's fair. Shook Ones.
Number 8, Mobb Deep, Shook Ones Part 2. Number 7, De La Soul, Plug Tuning. Now, I'm not that familiar with this song.
Come on, man.
Number 6, Jay-Z, So Ghetto. So, Ralph, talk to us about this.
No, this is what, 99 Hove? No. I'm not saying it's not a good song, but best East Coast song? You could have went Dead Presidents. It's the first one.
Absolutely.
You could have went Dead Presidents. Like, come on, no, I'm not. Jesus Christ.
Number 5, Eric B and Rakim. Eric B is president.
That's cool.
Number 4, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 featuring Duke Booty. The Message.
It makes sense.
Yep. Number 3, Notorious B.I.G. Juicy.
Absolutely.
Number 2, Public Enemy, Rebel Without a Pause.
I would have switched this out. I would fight the power here. I would have definitely switched that out.
Number 1, Wu-Tang Clan, Cream.
I know more people probably want to say Triumph, but Cream is not a bad choice.
I'm the one. I'm
you're the one.
I'm people.
I'm people.
I'm people. It's some egregious shit on this list. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But they also have songs on this list that absolutely belong here.
Gotcha.
Some that are in the wrong spots. But absolutely. I guess overall, what you think about this list?
Rolling Stone, leave us alone, bro.
Facts.
Leave us alone, bro.
Oh,
Don't
man.
even get to the South, because I'm
you know what's coming.
Y'all gonna make me.
You know
because they
coming.
did the West Coast, they did the East Coast. So what? I would pick the South next,
bro. We got to do the South. We got it.
Bro, that has to be That has to be his own segment,
That's
its
fine.
own episode.
That's fine. I'm with it.
I mean, we go do the Midwest.
Now,
I think that's easier. 100 Midwest niggas, 100 Midwest songs.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I feel like, well, I don't know, because you got to think about Ohio, Detroit.
No, you're right. No, I think the Midwest is probably the most underrepresented in hip hop.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I mean, okay, Chicago, Detroit. We ain't talking about Minnesota.
Nope.
Cuckoo Cal from Milwaukee, respectfully.
Damn.
I'm not being
no,
funny. Bone is from Ohio. You got Bow Wow from Ohio. Like,
True.
I'm not
facts.
You got Missouri artists. Mm-hmm. Okay. Indiana. Is there any Indiana artists? Am I
the Indianimals?
No, I'm not being funny if I skipped over Indiana artists. Like I just draw.
You're right. I'm not. Yeah, drawing.
But it's that will be a little easier. That'll be a little easier.
Listen.
But the South, they finna fuck this all the way.
all the way.
Hey,
all
man.
the way. That's funny as hell.
Hey, man, like, we go, I think it's fair if we skip the XXL freshman list. Maybe we can save it for next week.
That's fine.
Because we gotta get to the Flash.
Oh, that's fine.
And I know the Flash we gonna be here for a while.
Let's do it, man.
Blurred segment, movie review. We hit you all with an album review and a movie review. Same episode. Mark this down. This is his story.
Talk about it.
The Flash came out, I want to say, 2 weeks ago now? Or it's been a week and some change.
No, it's just been a week, right?
About a week. Oh, okay. Well, you saw it 2 weeks ago. Maybe
Yeah.
I know, exclusive shit. But DC has dropped his latest entry into the DCEU. The Flash has come out, starring Ezra Miller. Johnny. Usually when we get into our movie reviews, you know how we give it up. First thing, we just give our overall impression of the film. We get into the nuts and bolts, highs and lows, and then we give our overall rating. Johnny, what did you think about this entry?
Listen, man.
into the DC.
Ever since the first real trailer for this movie came out, I instantly said, "This is it. This is the one. Fuck all that other DC shit. This is the one."
Yeah.
I was able to view an advanced screening of this movie, and I told you this because we talked about it briefly. Yeah. I wish I hadn't seen Across the Spider-Verse right before this one, because I feel like it kind of tainted my view of the movie. Mm-hmm. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed this Flash movie.
Okay.
The themes, the characters, the meshing of universes, both old and new. I enjoyed it all. It all. I saw a lot of people complaining about the CGI of the movie. Okay. I feel like that's just a nitpick, but the story, the acting, I thought everything in this movie was great.
Okay. I think the movie was enjoyable. Do I have gripes with it? Yeah. But enjoyable. Yeah. I'll say that. The acting, Ezra Miller's performance was actually pretty good.
I agree.
Like, it actually made me feel like it was two Flashes, two Barry Allens. Like, that's pretty tough to pull off.
Right.
I think what you said stands true with all the multiverse stuff going on in comic book land, comic book lore, like across no matter what universe, no matter what comic you're talking about. Comic book property they're talking about multiversal stuff.
Right.
So it can kind of get a little tainted when it's actually something that is a good point in DC for them to try to explore, but Marvel has done 2 or 3 films with that shit already.
Right.
And that's kind of, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate, but that's not on us as the viewer. You got to make it good. Like,
exactly.
and that's
exactly.
That's what we're about to get into. So, highs of the film.
All right. So, for my first high, the two versions of Barry Allen in this movie.
Yeah.
I think it was great for, I guess I'll just say our Barry Allen to see his younger self.
Yeah. Because
it showed him how immature he was, basically.
Yeah.
He basically learned and grew up within himself, seeing himself. Like, he had I'm going to imagine he had previous conversations with Bruce Wayne, with all the rest of the Justice League, and them trying to coach him and tell him basically about growing up and being a different person.
Yeah.
But you never really, I guess as humans, we never really take any of that into consideration until we see it for ourselves.
Yeah.
And this movie allowed him to see it for himself. We watched him grow up in this movie, basically. Like, he started from being like the immature Barry Allen that we know to the mature person, the mature Barry Allen and the Flash, the actual Flash, at the end of the movie. We watched that throughout this movie, and I love that.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like to say the acting performance between two characters, like you get to meet your 18-year-old self. Like, he wasn't that much older than himself at that point. He might have been like, what, mid-20s? Something like that.
Yeah.
But he met an alternate version of himself, but the version of himself was still the same, if that makes sense. Like, he grew up with his parents where he didn't grow up with his mom.
Right.
Or his dad, honestly, because his dad was in jail by that time.
Yep.
So the story actually was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it had moments of being predictable, but maybe because, you know, me and you have seen the Flashpoint movie, and then just other time travel shit like Back to the Future, Spider-Verse. I mean, whatever you want to pick up. You know how the game goes when this thing talks about time travel. So it's just like you see it coming, right? But I mean, I think the acting in this film was amazing. And then one thing I just want to take away, and we talked about it briefly, we just never got the Batfleck film. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I really wouldn't mind seeing, like, you know, this version of Alfred, this version of Bruce Wayne, you know, going out, doing whatever they needed to do.
For sure.
And I will say this. Obviously, a high is Michael Keaton coming back. The nostalgia factor of that. But the fighting sequences of Batman in these films are always top tier.
Man,
like, the way Batman fights is elite in DCEU films.
That's why
it's kind of unfortunate that we never got a Batman film, and because
oh my god,
it's like the fight choreography be on point, like,
different.
He got a bulletproof cape. I'm with everything. Like I'm with
all
of it.
All the smoke. All the smoke. That's my other high rate.
Yeah,
it's Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah,
even though we only get. I'm glad we got an action sequence from him in this film, and it was at the beginning.
Yeah,
but that action sequence was so fire. It was almost reminiscent of the fight scene that he had against all those thugs in Batman versus Superman. Yeah. Like him being that agile, and like he had his grappling hook. He was like skiing through the highway like that. Shit was fire. That was fire. Yeah. I wish we would have been able to see more of that version of Batman in the film, but that was great. It made me sad that we never got that Batfleck movie.
Yeah. But the introduction of Michael Keaton coming back as his version of Batman, becoming an old version of himself, it was kind of funny because I was like, who is this old nigga coming out the cabinet? I was like, what's this? I was like, oh, that's Bruce. Like I was like, he coming out with one shoe, like,
right?
Yeah, it was like, it was crazy. I was like, he beating their ass, like he was beating Barry,
big facts,
as an old man,
all while making spaghetti. Yeah, like, it was crazy. It was weird, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. You done with the highs?
I mean, the story was good. Like, I mean, it's just the story. Like, I really enjoyed the story. Yeah, that's pretty much what.
And that's the biggest thing with these multiversal films, right?
Yeah.
the storyline has to be good.
Yeah.
It absolutely has to be, and you have to have the actors to portray them well.
Yeah.
So let's get to lows. What were some of your lows of the movie?
I guess I don't know if this is necessarily a knock against the film, but just the predictability of where the plot was going. Mm-hmm. I just it was just like, get to something. Like I was like, clearly Barry's the villain. Like that's how I looked at it.
Oh really? So you were able to pick up on that?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Like I didn't pick up on like the older version of Barry being stuck in that time warp thing. I'm not gonna say I knew that part, but I figured at some point young Barry would just go crazy with it. But still, Barry nonetheless.
Yeah,
because we weren't fighting Zod. Like it was clear because. And then, like, once he knew that they lost, he tried to go back and fix it. I was like, now that the young Barry know he can run back and I was like, oh, yeah, this where it's finna turn up. And that's where it turned up. I don't know. Did you have those? Yeah,
my biggest low is the fact that we never saw who actually killed Barry's mom. So the fact that I'm familiar with the Flashpoint paradox, the story in the comics, right? And the animated movie. So not knowing who actually killed her, what was it? The Reverse Flash? Was it somebody just trying to rob their house? Like who was it? Because I need to know, right?
Yeah.
In the comics, the Reverse Flash, who is the Flash's greatest arch enemy, was the one that killed his mom, and that caused the infinite time loop between the two. But we never got any answers for that. Yeah, and like that's like the biggest.
It's like plot holes, right? Because think about it like this: you can see everything else in here, but you can't see that. That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's nasty. Insane. That's nasty.
Honestly, that was my biggest gripe. I wish we kind of got a little bit more of Supergirl's backstory. Like, her action sequences were fire. She was whooping their ass in there, but like just more dialogue between the two. Yeah. It was, I don't know, she just felt really stale.
Okay, that's fair too. And another thing that was kind of like a big point for me is kind of like, and I'm comparing, so kill me if you must, but I'm comparing it to Spider-Man: Far From Home.
No Way Home.
Mm-hmm. It's nostalgia heavy because in the Flashpoint paradox, right? We lean in on Batman and all this other stuff too much. Even though you got to fight Zod, I get that, but we fighting on everything. Like we're leaning heavy on everything else rather than Barry's story. It felt like.
Well, let's see. So I see where you're going with this, and I get it. I do get it
because we're getting a live action Flash film, and we're over here giddy because Batman's in it.
So you know what I'm saying? So And I think that was the consensus before the movie came out. But even while watching the movie, even though it was Michael Keaton Batman heavy-ish, you still didn't feel like this was a Flash movie. I guess that's my question.
Yes, and it was like, okay,
because
it's like a 60-40 split. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I think because in the Flashpoint paradox, if we're comparing it to the animated film, Bruce Wayne was in it, but he wasn't in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he went back in time, it was Thomas Wayne, it wasn't even Bruce. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like Batman wasn't, like, he was central to the story, but it felt like they gave so much love and attention to Batman. And I mean, I get him being a tactician and all that stuff, but it just felt heavy Batman. 2 questions. Okay.
First question, do you feel like they altered it because of Ezra Miller wilding last year? Like, do you think they kind of tailored it more toward that?
Oh yeah, this movie got chopped up for sure.
Okay.
I think this movie got chopped up definitely because just everything, the regime changes at DC, Ezra wilding, it's a lot. And then, Michael Keaton, we ain't just got you in here for pennies, my boy. Facts. So that's the other part.
That's facts.
You got Michael Keaton in here, this ain't Andrew Garfield, my boy. Like this, like we I feel you. Like, you got the most iconic Batman. I ain't saying he's the best, but the most iconic on film. Yeah, we got him back. Yeah. So now they used him heavy to sell the film.
Yeah. No, you right.
So that's why I felt like it was so heavy on Batman.
So
and then you kill him, and I'm not knocking the fact that you killed him, but it's like, what we gonna do with this?
Well,
I mean, I know why you killed him, because like, okay, we're not bringing him back. Like, this was just for this film.
Yeah, and I mean, for the film, that was the I forget what they call it, but that's the canon, the
canon event or something.
Canon event, yes, okay. That's the canon event. Both Batman and Supergirl had to die.
Yeah.
In order for the timeline to continue, that's why they got stuck in the infinite loop, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask, thinking back to Captain America: Civil War, right?
Okay.
Because Captain America movie, but we got. This is Avengers 2.5, right? Yeah. Do you think... So did you feel like that was a Captain America movie while watching? I know it came out damn near 10 years ago. But
right. No, I wouldn't say that. I would say it felt like Avengers 2.5. Like, it just happened to have a Captain America moniker.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Got you. Okay. I can see that, because thinking through and having this conversation, even though to me, yes, Michael Keaton's Batman is in it, and once he actually meets Barry, he's in it a lot, right?
Yeah.
But to me, I felt like the story still centered around both Barry Allens, because even in their interaction with that Bruce Wayne, you can still see the growing points of Barry Allen.
Yeah. No.
And their interactions with him as well.
60-40 split. Yeah. But I don't know. It just felt like I seen it yesterday, so my mind is like it's
still fresh.
Yeah, it just felt like it was a lot of Batman in there, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the highlights are really Batman fighting. More so than Flash fighting.
Both Batmans too.
Right.
What? For real. Michael Keaton was getting their ass.
Man,
that's crazy.
But and then maybe I'm on the CGI train. It was a couple parts in there nasty. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a couple of nastiness. Like, just a little.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Especially during that final fight scene was odd.
The final fight scene,
crazy.
The babies falling, the infinite time loop. I get why it looks distorted, because it's a time loop. It's not supposed to look crystal clear, right? But it was just certain parts.
I enjoyed that him saving the babies at the beginning.
Yeah.
I thought that was
no, it was dope. It was like you had to eat, and it was a lot going on.
Speaking of that, right? Where does that rank in speedster scenes? So thinking back to like one of the X-Men joints with Quicksilver. It wasn't
one
of the first class joints.
It's not first class. It wasn't first class. It was the second one.
It was Days of Futures Past.
Yeah.
Like, do you think the Flash one was on par with those? Because the first class version of Quicksilver, they always did their thing with those slow motion.
I would say no, it's not on par. Okay, because Quicksilver he fucked niggas up, and then he had a music thing going too. So it was kind of it was better in that sense.
You're right. Okay. No, I feel that. That's funny.
But I don't know. Like, I mean, that's pretty much what I got, like highs and lows. Like I think. Oh, let me ask you this: what do you think about the George Clooney cameo?
To me, that was completely unexpected. I thought the timeline was back,
Yeah.
even though there was still one minor change that he made by putting the tomato soup, the sauce on the top shelf, which still could alter things immensely.
Yeah,
and clearly it did.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. I
thought it was a cool play.
That's
Like
fine.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah,
I'm not
me
mad at that.
me either. And this movie, the Flash movie, I think kind of serves as a soft reboot to the DCU anyway. So like a lot of the older DCEU characters we will never see again. We'll never see Henry Cavill's Superman. We're not gonna see Ben Affleck as Batman anymore.
We might see Wonder Woman again.
We might see Wonder Woman and Aquaman.
You think so? I thought Momoa said he was done.
I
might be off too.
I don't know.
Even though he was in the post credit scene.
Right. So Blue Beetle, which is the next or the first DCU movie.
That's a James Gunn thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's supposed to be like the first movie in the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
With that coming out this year, the Flash being a soft reboot, that starts that canonically, basically. So let's get to the colliding of the world. So like these last cameos, right?
Yeah.
We get what's my man that plays Superman's name? Christopher Reeves. We get a CGI version of his Superman and Supergirl.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. We get a CGI version of Nicolas Cage's Superman. You know where I was going with that. Nicolas Cage's Superman, which I thought that was super dope because he was supposed to play Superman back in the 90s, but the shit got canned, right? Yeah. So I thought that was cool.
Which is good that he did.
Yeah, with the long hair Superman is crazy.
Nasty way.
We get Adam West's Batman.
Yeah.
So that was cool. And I think those are like the major ones. Oh, there was a version of the Flash whose name is Jay Garrick. The actor that played him actually played a Flash villain in the CW show, which I thought was dope. Okay. So seeing him was cool.
Like look, he says like that.
Cool. that was dope. So seeing those worlds about to collide, and then Barry finally finding out that the Dark Flash is just the older version of the alternate Barry, and then defeating him, and then all the worlds going back to their own universe. That was cool to me. I thought that was dope. It's not really something we've seen when it comes to like these multiversal movies. So I thought the way that they portrayed that was dope. So yeah, man. So you got anything else for the Flash movie?
I'm good, man.
So it's rating time, baby.
Yep.
So out of 5, what do you give the Flash?
I'm gonna go 3, right in the middle. I thought it was good. I just thought it was okay. Like I don't think it changed. Like DCEU had to do a lot. You know what I'm saying? They had to do a lot to get this 3. Because like think about all their what is their best film?
To me, the DCEU's best film, honestly, is probably Man of Steel, and that came out 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's 2013.
Yeah.
So, is under that.
I would say that The Flash is definitely a top 5 DCEU movie.
Shit, that ain't hard. It was only 7 of them. Ain't that many.
Listen, points were made. Points were made. Damn. All right. So with that being said, I'm going 3.5. I'm going 3.5.
It's like just 3.5. We ain't gotta go crazy.
Yeah, we ain't gotta go super crazy. Super enjoyable movie.
Yeah,
I can definitely watch it again.
Yeah.
I love the story. I thought it was just a great movie.
Yeah.
Go ahead. My bad.
No. I just thought it was cool. Like I'm not gonna overhype it. It's not it's not the last movie we reviewed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but it's good though. You know what I'm saying?
So with this being the last movie in the DCEU,
yeah.
Where do you put this? What are your, let's just say, top 3 or 4 DCEU movies? Just off the top of your head.
Man of Steel, The Suicide Squad,
which is the second one, right?
Yeah,
the James Gunn one. Got you.
It ain't Batman vs Superman. It ain't. I really like Shazam, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go with Shazam, the first one.
Okay. Actually, I had the same ones. So Man of Steel, Shazam, the Suicide Squad. Even though I like the first one too.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed the first one too. But I mean, the Suicide Squad is a step in a better direction.
Absolutely. Then I'm going The Flash and then Wonder Woman.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, those will be my top 5.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to The Flash, James Gunn, and all of them.
Yeah, man. We'll see what the DCEU provides moving forward.
Going forward, yeah, man. All right, so with that, we've reached the end of the docket.
Definitely reached the end of the docket. Johnny, what you got, bro?
Hit that comment section. Let us know about any of the topics that we discussed today.
Yes,
did you see The Flash? Let us know. Did you listen to Killer Mike's new album?
Yes,
if you did, hit the comment section. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell, and we'll be back next week with more content.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you are on audio,
you know what time it is. Song of the week.
You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.